5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're live here in the studio. Look who just popped in on this rainy day.
Howdy, y'all. It's Jamie here. I don't have Star Mobile One today, but I am here with Rich, and I'm here to pick up my metal prints for him, or from him. The one that I have in my shop, I forget what size that is, Rich. What is it?
20 by 30.
20 by 30. That thing, I've gotten so many compliments about it being hanging up in my shop. It's of the shot that Rich took out at the Star in front of the Ford Center for
awesome.
The cover shoot. And it's gorgeous. And I wanted something just a little bit smaller that I could actually carry around with me to car shows. So I actually purchased 2 of them. One I'm going to carry around in the trunk, and then I told Rich, I said I should have thought about this earlier, but one I'm going to actually have whoever I can get to sign the dash, I'm going to have them also sign that as well, so that I've got something to hang on to in the event that something either happens to the car or the car gets sold or something where down the road. So
we need to still get a print to Jerry.
Yeah, I've actually reached out several times.
20 by 30 print.
Yeah, I got a few more contacts now within the organization, and they've assured me that probably moving through the training camp and into the season, that they'll reach out to me a little bit more. Probably I've actually got the gentleman that works with the Ford partnership between the Cowboys.
So let me ask. We did the COVID issue. That was number 12,
yeah.
12, I believe. His car was on the front cover. Do you want to give the shout out to your working webpage for the pictures?
StarMobile1.com. You can go to StarMobile1.com. There's probably anywhere between 2,500 to 3,000 photos on that site. It's not going to try to sell you anything. All it is about the build. It takes you through the process of me coming up with the idea and actually shows you some of the designs that I kind of went away with and not choosing for the paint. And so it takes you through the whole entire process. There's a lot of, if you're a visual person, there's a lot of stuff to look at there.
I'm sorry, I got to ask, where did the idea come from?
So I just finished, I had a 20 by 20 shop, and I just finished extending that. A 20 by 20 shop to me in my backyard was just enough to kind of irritate me. So I could fit just enough stuff in there that I couldn't really, I had to pull everything out to be able to work on stuff. So I ended up extending the shop, building a little bit nicer shop. And at that point in time, I really started thinking about, okay, what do I want to do? I want to have a hobby. I'm spending way too much time doing some work, and when I have that free time, I end up spending more time, it seems like, even at home working. And so I'd actually come up with a couple ideas. This would have been my first car build. But I think many of you have probably heard this story before, but I went to my wife and I told her, I said, I'm thinking about a personal helicopter, and she said, not no, but hell no to that. So the second one was there's a hovercraft kit, and I thought that'd be kind of cool, but when you really think about the functionality of that, I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to get out and drive, and you can take it anywhere, grass, concrete, whatever, but I just didn't see myself using it a lot, and so I actually thought about a car, but it was going to have to be for me. I knew this would be my first build. It was going to be an investment for both myself and my wife. I couldn't be selling this vehicle or this kit 3 years down the road for cents on the dollar. I had to make it simple. And so that's the reason I ended up going with the kit. And I actually went with Factory 5. I know everybody has kind of their take on Factory 5, and there's some good stories, some bad stories there. But they were amazing. I was able to actually go to the build school up in Michigan, a 3-day build school that they offer. So I was able to kind of get what I was to expect before I even got that. But I will take a step back. I came up with the design for the paint on the car before I even cut the check for the kit.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I'm a visual person, so I knew if I was going to finish the project, I had to have something to guide me.
So where did the name come from?
So I guess probably about 10 years ago, I was looking for a work truck, And my brother-in-law, who owned a security company in Memphis, and I told him about this, and he said, "Look, I got something for you." So they were making a changeover for their fleet vehicles, and they were Tacomas. And so he shows up one weekend with a 2006 Toyota Tacoma with about 140,000 miles on it, and it's cowboy blue. And he had stripped all the stickers off of it. And I'm like, this thing's amazing. He had asked me, he said, "You want me to take the security light off?" And I said, "No, don't take the security light off." And so the security light was still working. Anyway, so it was just a work truck for me to go get mulch and stuff on the weekends and tool around. We go to Home Depot and those types of things. So I just started putting cowboy stickers everywhere on it. To the point that it was a little obnoxious. But my wife actually was the one that came up with calling it Star Mobile One. So we affectionately called it Star Mobile One. Well, then in 2017, when I started building the 33, she kind of pulled me aside and she said, "You know that this has to be Star Mobile One."
Of course.
And so at that point in time, I've since gotten rid of the Tacoma, but at that point I still had it. And so what I did was I started calling it Star Mobile 2, TOO, as in also. So, but there now is only one Star Mobile One, and that is the 1933 Factory 5 Ford replica that I have.
Well, since you were, we're out there right when COVID started. And that
well, there was some question whether or not we were going to get
it took some time to get that.
Yeah, so Rich had come to me, or we had actually discussed several times. We talked at Autorama that year, and we, I wanted to get the car in his magazine, and fortunately he worked with me in getting the schedule together on how we could do that. And he basically told me, he said, "Where do you want to shoot it?" And I think I've told you guys that I'm a Fort Worth boy, born and bred here. So I was thinking, down the stockyard somewhere. You got some excellent shots down there, here recently.
That's my go-to location.
Yeah. So there's a lot of awesome places down there to shoot. My other thought was maybe getting out into a field just with maybe some longhorns or something behind there. I just thought it'd be cool, to be in air like that. But I told Rich, I said, give me a couple of weeks. I've got one other avenue that I want to try to see if I can chase it down and see if I have any kind of results. So I had absolutely no contacts to the Cowboys. I'm a huge Cowboys fan, have been since I was 7 years old, but I have absolutely no contacts to the Cowboys. And so I actually reached out through their website to a general email address. And I told them the story of the car. I told them how I was just, I followed the Cowboys since I was 7 years old. And I said, I have this hot rod. And I sent them pictures of the hot rod, pictures that I had at the time. And I said, it was going to be on the cover of your magazine. I'd just love to do that shoot out there in front of either the headquarters or the stadium or something there. Yeah. And so I didn't hear anything back for about a week. That following Monday, actually, I got an email from their general counsel that said, "Give us a few days. We're bouncing this around within the office." And basically that was it. And so at that point in time, I kind of raised an eyebrow. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. So I gave it another week, actually. And then the following Monday, I think it was the following Monday, they actually came back and they said, "I think we can make this happen. We want to try to make this happen." Ooh. And so that's when they kind of prompted back to us, "Hey, give us some dates that work for you." And I got with Rich and we talked through a schedule there and what was going to work good for us. This was, again, as you had mentioned, this is all prior to COVID. So they okayed everything. They told us where we
a ghost town.
Yeah, we actually pulled out there in the day. So I think it was March 28th. It was the day that they announced that they were essentially going to shut everything down. Yeah. So he and I were actually texting back and forth that morning because we didn't know. I reached out to the organization the day before and I said, "Look, if things do I need to get clarification or clearance from the Frisco police or any of that?" And it's funny, they actually came back and they said the Frisco police aren't going to come out here unless we call them to come out here. So as long as you're okay with us, then there shouldn't be a problem. And so we moved forward with it, and there was, like you said, it was a ghost town out there. There wasn't anybody
Then
out
I
there.
was out
There
wait for
right,
you.
yeah.
And the cops kept on driving by because they saw my backpack and I was dressed all in black. And, you know, it's something different when, you know, that same cop car goes by 4 times.
Right.
And
I
keep
think-
on saying, you know, any minute, his hot rod's gonna come around
I
that
can only
corner.
imagine, yeah.
And there are 2 cops in the front seat, and the one looked at the other one like, yeah, this guy's lying. And then, boom, right on time, he comes around the corner in that car.
Yeah, yeah, and I actually, anybody that's met me knows that I'm not a big fan of trailers, putting their cars on trailers. That car was meant to drive, and I just actually passed 10,000 miles in less than 2 years on that vehicle. But I'd actually, since it was a photo shoot, I'd cleaned it up in the shop. I put it on trailer, had a couple guys, a couple friends of mine help me, and we brought it out. And so I turned that corner. We had with that, and we were pulled through, and we pulled over to the side parking
Then
lot.
their eyes were like a deer in the headlights when he came around the corner.
And what I will tell you is, after that point, and I don't know about Rich's interaction prior to that point, but nobody ever came up to us again after. And I pulled that car straight up onto right in front of what is called the Tostitos Plaza, I think, right at the edge of the fake field that's kind of out there.
Well, when I was out there walking around waiting for you, they had like a groundskeeper, something out there. He was like sweeping up, cleaning up with the walkie-talkie and all that. And I was walking around up there by where we shot it at, right? And this guy walks up to me and he's like, you know, I don't think you should be here. You know, we're having something done here in a little while. And I'm like, oh, really? What are you having done? He's like, we're having a photo shoot, so I'm trying to keep everything clean. And he's like, no, you got to keep back there. I'm like, oh, really? Who's shooting here? He's Busted Knuckle Rod and Truck Magazine. And I'm all right here. And then he just like turned around, put his tail between his legs and walked away.
So it was great. That was, I mean, and the shots that you got were amazing.
Thank you.
And
And a lot of people say, you know, that big TV in the background.
yeah.
Well, everybody thinks I superimposed Dak Prescott on that.
I've had
And
many people.
Got into an argument with somebody at the car show, and they're like, no, I can see that. You Photoshop. No, I did not.
That is not.
No.
So Rich actually gave me the opportunity to follow him around with the camera during the shoot. And so I was taking a bunch of just video with my camera.
proof.
And so they were, and I don't know whether it was because we were out there, but they were flashing a lot of very generic kind of cowboy shots that were up there. There wasn't a lot. In other words, if you go out there, typically there's a lot of advertisement that goes on that screen.
Yeah.
And
Just
it was all
stuff.
straight cowboys. There was pictures of Dak. I think there was Jason Witten. Maybe there was some different shots that were popping up.
They're
Cheerleaders.
like action shots.
Right, yeah.
No advertising.
Yeah. And so that is, I've had that question asked to me several times. That is not superimposed. That's not.
And then one thing they asked you or told you that we could not blur any of their advertising.
Any advertisers, yeah.
I did not want to. I wanted to keep them
right
in the
yeah.
in the shoot. I didn't want them saying, "Oh, you got to blur them out." I was fine with showing them.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty substantial for it to be a first shoot.
Because we always drink Dr. Pepper. And if you're out there watching, everybody here drinks this. I'm just saying.
but it's you know, it was a pretty substantial setup for at least me to be involved in a first shoot like that. I mean, you probably have had some things go on, but it was we had to do some paperwork kind of behind the scenes there just to make sure that everybody was covered.
We had to sign, a few papers
Yeah,
to
sign
make
a few
it
papers, yeah.
make it work.
Yeah, but it turned out it's been, by far it's been just an amazing way to kind of start that.
So how's it been like ever since you've been in the magazine on the front cover?
So it's been everybody either recognizes me from the car that's been in the magazine, the car that's been on the CBS 11 commercial, or are you the guy that was voted for the Ford Hall of Fans? And I know that Rich has a really great following.
You're small town famous.
So I do want to thank everybody. I try to do this as often as I can, especially when I see a lot of fans come up at the car shows. But I appreciate everything you guys did voting there. It's just I'm not gonna. I don't have sour grapes about it. It's a great opportunity, and it doesn't change the fact that I love the Cowboys, which I did beforehand. But I just don't understand. There's just something fishy to me about, for the last 3 years, Ford's done this for 3 years now. And for 3 years, we've had a Cowboys fan make it to the top 6. And every year now, 3 years in a row, the Cowboys fan didn't make it on. So, and believe me, I'll be the first to admit I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of Cowboys fans now. There are a lot of Cowboys fans that I thought I was dedicated, but they are more dedicated than me.
More than you?
More than me.
Jeez.
Now, I will tell you that, there's not a lot of, there are a lot of people that have vehicles that are Cowboys kind of themed vehicles. And I see them on occasion. A lot of people, especially with the Ford Hall of Fans, they sent me their pictures of their cars. So there's some beautiful rides out there. But I'm always quick to tell everybody, and I will never, 100%, I will never deny that that's a Cowboys themed vehicle. But I will also tell you that there's nothing that says Cowboys on that car.
No,
So-
it's the color. That's
Yeah,
not.
it's-
No. You have your dash sign and
Yeah.
all that, but
Yeah.
nothing says Cowboys on it. It just
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's been great. I mean, so to kind of start out with the shoot, that taking place
almost
out of the
seemed like
headquarters.
that opened the door.
It did, yeah, it did. It really started for me. It kind of started me having some contact with the Cowboys organization. It didn't grow much from there, but then went to Ford Hall of Fans back in December. That kind of grew a little bit more. I don't know if y'all are aware, but I won't mention much about this. But so the Ford Cobra Shelby Show is out there at the start of this coming weekend, Saturday.
Okay.
And so from 9 to 1, so I'll actually be back out where we
No,
were.
if you want,
So they do one show a year out there, and this is going to be it. Now we're going to be in the Gaylord parking area, which is just right off of Cowboys Way. So it'll be just down probably a block from the actual Tostitos field. But it's going to be cool to kind of get back out there to where all this kind of started.
well, we're straight. Yeah.
So, and it's funny that not only did I reach out to the Ford Cobra Club, who is sponsoring the actual show and putting it on, but I also got an email from the Cowboys organization saying, "Hey, just want to let you know that there's a car show. We were hoping that you could be out there."
Cool.
And I told them, of course, that I was already registered to be out there. So.
Right.
So that's gonna be fun. So if you guys get an opportunity, stop out there. It's gonna be Saturday. It looks like at some point in time this week the weather is
Hopefully, I have
straighten out. So
3 more shoots for issue 20, and then we're almost done with designing. But this weather's been like so.
Scheduling for you has got to be like,
Dude, last week there's like only 2 days it didn't rain,
right.
and I had to juggle my shoots. I did like 3 shoots on each day, 2 days. Next day it rained.
Yeah, it's.
So I'm like,
I've been having to, so I try to get the car out at least once a day. I know people probably don't believe me when I say that, but I actually do try to get it out once a day. It's good to get it out and run it. And so I'll drive down the road. I don't drive it far, maybe about 10 miles, and then come it back. Lets me heat up the engine, get the fuel flowing through everything. And you have to be very critical of when you take, especially with the top off. I've had the top off now. I haven't put it back on since probably a month and a half, 2 months ago. And so you have to be really critical when you take the car out. So I got to be, I'll get home and there'll be a 20, 30-minute break. I'll look at the radar. I'm like, I think I can make it down the road. There's only one time that I've actually started sprinkling on the way back. So.
Oh my gosh.
So.
Anyways, we took and we do those metal prints you seen, 20 by 30. Did one for Jamie here. Anyways, we're debuting the new size.
Awesome. That's awesome. You guys, I mean, anybody that knows me personally knows that I don't get super stoked about too much of anything. I'm very even keeled. And the difference between an actual photo and this is just, it's amazing to me. It's amazing the quality of the shot that you can get, the clarity, and then the way when you get it in light and it just hits it, it's it's almost like liquid. It's almost like a photo done in liquid, or almost like it's about set like a 1/16 of an inch underwater.
I haven't told nobody this, but I'll tell you, only us. I know there's other people. And don't share this to Florida, or Germany or something. I don't care. If you are, sign up, please. But Ty, Connor's dad, we're talking after we're shooting his truck and all that, and he wants to buy a couple of prints, one for one truck and one for another one. And then we're talking, he's like you said, you do some pretty cool, amazing shots. I don't know if you guys saw it, and was probably in issue 19 here. Show you better than tell you. But this one was shot in downtown Fort Worth at the new part of the stockyards. And I had the guy turn on the lights of the car. And it was just like early in the morning out. There's right here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, me and Ty, I'm making a metal print, just 11 by 14 tried out.
Uh-huh.
And where the headlights are, we're gonna drill out from the back and put little LED lights in there.
That's awesome. No, that's cool. That is so cool.
As you have, all these little lights in the background and the headlights, glimmering on the street.
Yeah, I just can't, I can't tell you how much the difference is just between a standard photo. I mean, in a good photo, photo. And this just hanging on the wall.
That just pops.
Yeah, it stands out so much.
And like in some of these, I do my, I call my 3D shots.
Uh-huh.
I'll get up real close to the car without cutting off the bumper in the front and the one in the back. Make sure I have, distance all the way around it.
Yeah.
Make sure it's like center, like here it's centered with, 4 at the top. And I'll get real close without cutting anything off, and I'll take the picture and then take it at, high res. And then I make the metal print and just kind of tweak the color, bring up the contrast a bit. And we have some that look like they're freaking driving off the print.
Right. Yeah, that's going to be an amazing one there.
So, show you guys here.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick. We're talking about this print, or this picture right here. I believe it's a 1954 Chevy Bel Air. anyways, we're making a 11 by 14. The new 11 by 14s, they're $85, and so go ahead, and we don't have them over on the website yet, but later on we will. It's raining, so I can't do a photo shoot, so I'm stuck here. But here's your other one.
Perfect. Yeah.
You have two of them now, so
It's the one that there was one show that I went to that I forget what show it was, but I really wanted to take it, and so I did take it. Actually, it was the Autorama this year.
Okay.
This year, and I stood it up just up against the rear tire. And
anybody say anything about it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, because it really stands out, especially on the vehicle when there's not a lot of anything else around the vehicle. And so, yeah, they were pretty impressed by it. And that's, in fact, I think that's where somebody came up to me and said, "Oh, I see where you went in and you photoshopped, Dak." And I said, "No, that wasn't photoshopped in. That's they have that video screen."
No, I can look at a picture and tell you if it's been like photoshopped or whatever, because I've been doing it so long, I guess.
But guys, these are absolutely amazing, and I'm sure, I don't know, and I don't want to speak for you, Rich, but I'm sure if they have photos that they have too, that y'all can do metal prints on those.
I can do from any picture, if it's a regular picture, from a regular camera, have it scanned at like 200 dpi dots per inch. And what that does is it keeps all the resolution, so you can blow it up this size or 20 by 30. But if they're shot on their iPhone or their camera, you try and blow them up, they get too blurry.
Yeah. I think the next thing I want to do is I've got some really good shots of when Randy White was out there making the nomination announcement, and I'd like to take, since I've got Too Tall Jones and Tony Tolbert have signed the dash, and so I'd like to take maybe a collage of the signings at some point and have a metal print done.
What I'm thinking, because when you hang these, the white goes up against the wall.
Right.
So, just like that one.
Yeah.
It's kind of out.
Yeah.
Maybe an inch or something like that. If you took and you got some blue LED lights and put
outside
around it with a little battery or something.
Yeah. No, that'd be cool.
Behind it, and you put it up, and then it has a blue underneath it.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. That's a cool
idea.
Awesome. There's just so, and you had mentioned the back piece too. It makes it easy to hang. It's got the cleated edges.
Oh yeah.
So to hang it, and it's stable. Because with this you are afraid that if it falls or something that it's going to catch an edge. But it's the way it's put together on the back and the way that you hang it. It's almost.
I think it's
impossible.
It's like a French cleat.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, super cool.
On the print, it's cut and beveled, one way, and then on the mounting part,
you hang that and it
locks
in place.
Yeah,
locks in place, and there's no way. Yeah, you can slide it left to right to get it centered if you want to, but as far as it coming down, it's not coming. It's not coming down.
So, anyways, thanks for watching. We wanted, Jamie was coming over here. He didn't know he was going live on, Facebook. I had the camera set up and, the light set up, and you walked in. I'm like, I didn't tell you we're going to do a little live for a minute. So
Rich was kind enough. He gave me a towel to wipe all the water off from getting rain dripping on me.
He had to go out there and move the old truck because it was still running out front. So I'll be right back. But anyways, if you're not signed up for either getting a metal print, like these are the new sizes. I'll have them on emphotos.com later on tonight. And then if you're not signed up, to the magazine. July 4th, our 20th issue comes out, and we have a real cool light you can win for our 20th issue. And one of our writers, J.W. Morris, he'll be here probably later on in the week. We'll do it live. We'll debut it. He makes these, I don't know if you saw him, he makes these awesome lamps out of automotive parts. And this one that I'm getting to give away is the old tin gas can, and it has a old like 50 style gasoline spigot, you know, for the pump, and it's hooked onto it, and there's a little cord that comes out, and it's hanging down, and the light's hanging out of the gas can. And it's awesome for, you know, all your man caves, all your she sheds.
Yeah.
Great for your shop.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, his ad is in like every issue. So I think after issue 4, we put him in there. But anyways, we'll give you more information about winning that. But all you have to do is sign up for the magazine, and everybody that signs up gets your name on a ticket that goes into the drawing for that light. And he should be here later on this week, and then we'll do like a little more info and talk about it. But Jamie, thank you for, you know,
Thanks for having me.
coming by in the rain.
Yeah.
Even though he lives right next, no, I'm joking, over the freeway and through the woods.
Yeah. In Texas, it ends up being about only 6 miles, but it's about an hour-long drive in traffic. But man, I appreciate you getting these for me and getting them in a timely manner. I really want to have this weekend.
No problem. Because I have two other prints being done 20 by 30, and I ordered those before, you know, these here, and these came before, you know, the big one.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, you know, the big ones were probably more time consuming to do.
Yeah.
So they
No,
knock these out. So
These are awesome.
if you're not signed up, go ahead and drop me your email here, or better yet, head over to bustedknucklemagazine.com, or check out emphotos.com. And I know I forget your name, but if you're watching, I met you out there at Good Guys yesterday. Anyways, she wanted one of these busted decals. She couldn't remember the exact words it said. I got busted here in Texas. Well, anyways, I forgot to put it online. I'm putting them online today, so you can go over there and get like decals and hats. We have to reorder shirts and all that. So, is there anything else you want to say? Any kudos, shout outs?
No, I just like I mentioned earlier, as I passed 10,000 miles on it, it's just want to give a couple shouts out to Engine Factory who provided the turnkey engine for me. Corey, 121 Rod and Restorations, definitely, who finished out the build. They did
awesome
absolutely
work.
amazing. And in fact, he's got a steel Factory 533 that he's working on right now in his shop. And so them, Leo's Upholstery and Trim Shop over in McKinney, who did the upholstery for me.
We need to get over to Corey's and do a shoot.
Yeah, I think that'd be a really good idea. I think that.
And for the address, it's somewhere in Texas.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
That's it, right there.
Right.
Somewhere in Texas. It's 0000 somewhere in Texas.
I like it.
I think Corey will too. All right, so hey, that's it, folks. Go sign up, and you'll see him and Star Mobile One win.
This weekend, I'll be Saturday out at the Star in Frisco, the Cowboys headquarters and training facility, from 9 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m.
All right, cool. we're gonna try and get out there and do some shooting and all that stuff. So, anyways, we love you, Texas. We'll see you soon, but we'll see you in the magazine. Take care. Turn the